So we're going to talk about opposites and numbering a number line. So opposites, like we talked about last week, are two numbers the same distance for 0 on opposite sides of 0. When you add them, you get 0. Thank you. Somebody's with me. It was Foster. So when you add them, you get 0. And this is a fancy way of saying negative 13, positive 13. Negative 12, positive 12. Negative 153, positive. Right? It's just two numbers that are opposite sides of 0. That's it. Now we're going to get to absolute value later, so I'm going to skip that for now. Okay, so look at these at the bottom. We're just going to name some opposites. So the first thing says, what is the opposite? Do these with me. What is the opposite of negative 3? So positive 3 or just 3. How about 1/2? Negative 1/2. How about negative 150? Good, 150 or positive 150. How about 0.12? Negative 0.12. How about 0? 0, right? Tricky question. Okay, now another way that you're going to see opposites written is like this, using these parentheses. So do you see how there's a negative outside of the parentheses? That really means, because we said a number next to parentheses means multiply, really means multiply by negative 1, but you can just think of it as the opposite. So you can read this as, what is the opposite of negative 4? What's the opposite of negative 4? 4. How about the opposite of C? Negative C, right? Please make sure you're writing this with me. How about the opposite of negative 10? 110. And the opposite of 3/4? Negative 3/4, right? Because it's already positive. Okay, so simply writing the opposites. Now, sometimes you're going to see a number inside parentheses and they're not opposites. What's the difference between these that are opposites and these that are not? What's the difference, Kennedy, that you see? There's not a negative sign outside, right? All of these had negative signs outside, but these are just numbers in parentheses, so they just stay the same. So what's the first one? Negative 3 is? Positive 5 is? And positive 0.125 is? Positive 0.125, okay? So the only reason this is here is to help you see the difference between that and that. These have negatives outside. That means opposite. But if you see a number in parentheses, that doesn't necessarily mean opposite. It only counts if it has a negative outside. You with me? Good. All right. And how about these? These are opposites of opposites. So let's look at the first one. I can't read mine. Mine's so blurry. What does the first number say?
Negative.
It's the opposite of 9. The opposite of the opposite of 9. So let's start from the inside. What's the opposite of positive 9? Negative 9, right? So what's the opposite of negative 9?
9.
Positive 9. So the opposite of the opposite is 9. Raise your hand when you know the answer to the last one. The answer to the last one. Hint, it's either positive 3/4 or negative 3/4. Or is that 34? 34. Positive 34 or negative 34? How many people think it's negative 34? How many people think it's positive 34? You're kind of split, aren't you? I'll give you a way to remember it. Ready? If you have an even number of negatives, even number. So if we had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, it would be positive. If we have an odd number, the answer is negative. How many do we have right here? 3. Is that an odd number? So our answer is negative. Negative 34. Okay. Hold on one second. So even, write this with me, okay? Even number of negatives, it equals positive. Odd number of negatives equals negative. Okay, we're going to talk more about opposites later, but that's just a brief understanding of opposites. All right, we're going to go on now. We'll go back to opposites a little bit later. But right now we're going to talk about numbering a number line. Because remember I told you that you're going to have to put numbers in order. And you're going to have to be able to mix up fractions and decimals all together. So we're going to concentrate today and tomorrow on numbering a number line. This is going to sound really simple to you, but it can get a little bit complicated. The biggest thing is do exactly what I tell you to. You're going to have to do some writing that you don't want to do, and it will help you. So we're going to do the writing together. Okay? So this is a number line. It says mark the number of spaces between the whole numbers. We're going to talk about that. Use that as your denominator, and then fill in the rest of the number line. So this is a very simple one. We have 0 and we have 1 right here. How many spaces are there between here? Are there 2? 1, 2, right? Let me mark it real quick so you can see. So we have 1 here and 1 there. Do you see that? And it's never going to change on the same number line. You can have a different number line with different number of spaces, but the number line you're on is always going to have the same number of spaces. So between 0 and 1, there are 2 spaces. Do you see that? Okay, so that means that the number halfway in between 0 and 1 is what? 1/2. 1/2, right? Okay, and it says use the number of spaces, 1, 2, as your denominator, and then you're going to use the number that you've crossed as your numerator. So we've gone through 1 out of 2. Write this on your paper. Okay, now the next one, I'm just going to write for your benefit. You don't need to write this. But when we get to 1, so remember I said you're going to count. So this was 1 out of 2. If we go to the next one, it's how many out of 2? 2 out of 2. Which you know that equals 1, right? And then if we go 1 more, that's how many out of 2? 3 out of 2. So 3 out of 2, bless you. And then we go to 4 out of 2. Okay, I don't need you to write that. I just need you to understand it. So the whole idea is that we could just keep on going through the entire number line, always using 2 at the bottom. But we know of another name for 3 out of 2. What is it? 1 and 1/2, right? Because it's halfway between 1 and 2. So really, this is 1 and 1/2. Okay, then halfway between 2, oh, sorry. If we had a 3, halfway between 2 and 3 would be 2.5. Okay? So all we've done is put some numbers on the number line. Now, here's the other part. We need to write the decimal also because we don't know if they're going to give us a number as a fraction or as a decimal. So for your benefit, to help you remember it, you're always going to write the fraction and the decimal. So 0 is fine. What's 1/2 as a decimal? 0.5. Then we have 1. Then what's 1.5 as a decimal? 1.5. And 2.5 is 2.5. So now if I asked you where 1.5 was on the number line, you could easily identify it. It would be here. If I said what's 1/2 on the number line, you could easily identify it. It's right here. Okay? So for each one, we wrote the fraction and the decimal. Let's go ahead and number this one. So our first step was to figure out how many spaces there are between 0 and 1. That's the key to getting it right, because these are not halves anymore. So let's count the number of spaces. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, don't count lines. You would only get 3. You have to count spaces. So we have 4 spaces, so our denominator is 4. Okay, so if we go to the first one, it's 1 out of 4. If we go to the second one, it's 2 out of 4. But we have another name for that. 1/2. So we can write it as 1/2. Then the next one is 3 out of 4. Okay, then we go to 1. And remember, it doesn't change, so we don't have to count again. We know it's going to go by 4s. So the next one is 1 and 1/4. Then 1 and 1/2, then 1 and 3/4. Okay, please make sure you've written all of this on your paper, okay? Anna, write this with us. Okay, then we have 2 and 1/4. Then 2 and 1/2. Okay, so you're just writing the same thing over again. Okay, so now we've done the fractions part of it. Let's do the decimals. So I think you probably already know what 1/4 is as a decimal. At least a lot of you do. Who knows what 1/4 is as a decimal? What does it remind? 0.25. So we have 0.25 right here. 1/2 is 0.5. And how about 3/4? What's that one? Very good. 0.75. 1, we don't have to write anything because that's a whole number. It's not a fraction or a decimal. Okay, then 1 and 1/4. It's just going to repeat, right? So now we're just going to put a 1 in front of it. So 1.25. 1.5 and 1.75. So keep going while I keep going. So we're going to have to start working with the other side of the number line. Here's a hint for you. Start just doing the positives first. Because if you'll do the positives first, it's easier to go to the negatives. So let's start at 0 and go to the positives. So from 0 to 1, how many spaces do we have? 0 to 1, we have 1, 2 spaces. Okay? So the one between 0 and 1 is 1/2. Between 1 and 2 is 1 and 1/2. Let's put the decimals on there. So 0.5, 1.5. So that's the positive side. Now remember, negatives are just a mirror image of positives. So the 1 halfway in between 0 and -1 is negative 1/2, right? Because remember, it's a mirror. This is 1/2, -1/2. These are opposites. So if this is -1, this one is negative 1 and 1/2. It's the opposite. Okay? Let's put the decimals on it. So -1/2 is -0.5. -1 and 1/2 is -1.5. All right, so this is our last one we're going to do together, at least as far as this example is concerned. So this one ends at 0 and it goes backwards. So these are all negative numbers, right? So all we've got to do now is figure out how many spaces between 0 and -1. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 spaces, so our denominator is 5. Okay, so the first one behind 0 is -1 out of 5. The second one is -2/5, then negative, negative, very good. Once you get the pattern, it's easy. Okay, then we have -1 and, very good, -1 and, -1 and 3/5, -1 and 4/5. Okay, now we put the fractions on. Let's put the decimals on. Anybody know what 1/5 is as a decimal? Anybody know that? What is it? 0.2. So 1/5 is -0.2. Now listen, if you didn't know that, you can use your calculator, which I know you don't have one right now. But when you do, you can use it. So that's -0.2. How about 2/5? Anybody know what that one is as a decimal? Yep, 0.4. So that one's -0.4. 3/5. You might be able to take a guess. Yeah, 0.6. -0.6. 4/5 is -0.8. Very good. And then you know it's just going to keep repeating. So the next one is -1.22, -1.4, negative 1.6, negative 1.8. Okay, now we have got a decimal and a fraction for every number on our number line. So all we have to do now is put these things on the number line where they go. So we're going to label them. So do yourself a favor, when you're labeling these, make your dots nice and big and your letters nice and big, because you got a lot of writing on there. So the first one says A is at negative 0.2. Well, that's right here, which is also known as negative. It's also known as negative 1/5. So put a big A. That's point A. The next one is negative 1.6. That was right here, also known as negative 1 and 3/5. So put a big dot right there and put the letter B. The third one is negative. That's C. And the last one, negative 1 and 4/5, which is also known as negative 1.8, right? So put a dot right there. And that's going to be D. Now this, what you've just done right here, is exactly what you're about to do on several different number lines. So you're going to be doing these kinds of problems.